Welcome back to Personal Branding and Motorsports. I'm TJ Fry, and if you're new to this channel, I bring you into the world of professional driving, along with tips and tricks to help you grow your brand, sign sponsors, and build your career behind the wheel. Today, I'm going to show you an easy way to find out who you should be contacting about potential sponsorship opportunities. Here we go! Alright everybody, let's just jump right into it. Now at this point you should already have your intro packet put together and ready to email in a file size that's under about 5 megabytes. Now if you don't know what an intro packet is, I'll put a link to a video where I go over mine in more detail in the description below, and I'll try to link it somewhere on the screen here as well. But once you have that intro packet, it becomes your responsibility to get it into the hands of the people who make decisions, aka decision makers. Once we find those people, it becomes easier to have a conversation about sending that packet in, what you can do for them, and how you can build a partnership with that company. However, they're not usually going to track you down until you get large enough that they find something of value on their own that you are doing. So, in the interim, you need to track those people down. Now, one thing you could do is just simply make cold calls, which has worked for years and it is a viable avenue, but this way that I'm going to show you is a little bit more personal and kind of helps you get past what I like to call the gatekeepers. The big reason that I think this is a great way to do it is because oftentimes when you cold call companies and you reach the secretary or the front desk person, or I don't know, whatever the term is, I call them a gatekeeper. Oftentimes their job is to sort of field out some of the calls. So if you call and you get someone at the front desk of a company or a receptionist or whatever, and you say, hey, who would I talk to about a potential sponsorship opportunity or a marketing opportunity? Oftentimes that person knows exactly what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish, and they will tell you, oh, we're full, we don't have anything at this time. If it's a large enough company, they assume that they can track down the people they want. So they really just kind of block the door to you right off the bat. However, if you call that same company, you call that same person and get that gatekeeper and you say, can I talk to Kevin Smith in marketing? If you have a name, a specific name, and even a title or a department that they're in, that suddenly gives you an air of credibility with that person, and I find it's way easier to get past those gatekeepers when you do that. Plus, it also puts you right in the inbox or in the voicemail or hopefully on the phone with the decision maker to begin with. And at that point in time, all you do is have a quick conversation and try to get them to say, go ahead and send me an intro packet, and just get the ball rolling at that point. So, our goal today is just to go over how to find those people's contact information and how to find out what their names are, what their positions are, etc. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you to a social media site, surprise, surprise, and it's one that you should all be using at this point in time anyway, called LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, it's just business, Facebook for business kind of. It's just a social media website for professionals. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to jump over to LinkedIn. And now this is going to happen. So here's my main page on LinkedIn. Now the first thing I want to do, I'm going to walk you guys through this process. First thing I'm going to do is figure out, okay, what do I want to do here? Do I want to submit my packet to a new company that I don't know? That's probably where I'm going to start. I'm going to go to LinkedIn and I'm going to search for marketing manager. And now this is real important. Marketing manager in people. You're not looking for jobs of marketing managers because that's not what you want to do. You're looking for marketing manager in people. Now, this will bring up a whole list of people, and what it does, you notice there's 4.7 million results right here. We want to fine tune it a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up to connections. I'm going to say first connection, and that basically means like I already know this person. We're already connected directly on LinkedIn. That's great. If I know those people, those are the first ones you want to start with. But I'm also going to include second connections as well, because that means we know some of the same people. We have a mutual connection, and that means I can reference those people if the conversation is appropriate, or if that becomes time, if the time arises. So I'm going to do that and apply. And notice that drops us down to about 37,000 results. Pardon the train in the background here. Now, current companies, of course, you can pick all kinds of stuff, add a filter. You could filter it to automotive. I would recommend not filtering the company, because there's a lot of companies out there that aren't necessarily automotive that would be potentially interested in what you're doing. Those are called non-endemic sponsors. An endemic partner or endemic sponsor is a sponsor within the industry that you are in. So in our case, that would be in motorsports or in automotive. Non-endemic means something like food or fitness supplies or, I don't know, social media consulting, something that has nothing to do with cars. Locations, I usually just select United States, apply. 29,711 results at this point. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here, and you can already see inbound marketing manager. This is marketing manager at Red Lodge Mountain, sports marketing in Orange County. And what I'm going to do is you can just cruise through these, and you can pick on all kinds of these people. You can find out who they are. You can go deeply into it, but I'm just going to randomly pick a page. Let's go to page 8 here. And let's see. Let's just pick one here. All right, so let's Ryan McNabb. All right, I don't know Ryan. I'm just picking this randomly. Field marketing manager. The field marketing may or may not be the right person to talk to. So let's actually move on to somebody else. Let's see, marketing manager. Let's try page 11 here. I'm just randomly picking marketing manager at Zoomies. All right, so let's look at Sarah's profile here. Now again, I don't know Sarah. I've never reached out to her, but it looks like we have some sort of connection, of mutual connection. So she's a marketing manager at Zoomies, which is obviously a pretty big company. If you've seen all those, they're like the skate store kind of in the malls. They're a pretty large company. Obviously over 500 employees right here. So we have two mutual connections. We both know these two people, etc., etc. And so she's in the Seattle, Washington area and handles the marketing manager position. Linwood, Washington. She's been doing it for 2.5 years or so. And this gives you a little bit of information on what it is that she does for Zoomies. Now, what you can do is, you know her name and her connection, so what you can do is you can click on Zoomies. And this will give you a lot more information on the company. So, 2,700 employees on LinkedIn. You can go to their website, which is what we're going to do. We're going to head over to zoomies.com, which is just that link on their LinkedIn page. We're going to head over here, and oftentimes you will see a contact us. You're looking for contact information on this page. And let's see here. What can we find? Contact us. There we go, right at the bottom oftentimes. Call or text. You can email. Now what you could do right here is you could call. Looks like they're a big enough company that it might be a bit of a challenge to find out exactly what number to call. But it looks like you could call that customer care number and potentially ask who to contact. Let's see, contact us. You could email help@Zoomies, and that could help, especially if you ask specifically for Sarah's information. Now, this is one example of finding out, kind of getting past that gatekeeper. But let's say, for example, Zoomies is a pretty big company. So let's go back and see if we can find something else. So here we go. I'm going to go back to our search results here. Let's see. Manager of Marketing and Advertising at Yellowstone Harley Davidson. Skyjacker Suspension. All right, so let's say you want to build like an off-road truck or something, right? Michael Ardoin. E-commerce Marketing Manager at Skyjacker Suspension. Okay, so I'm going to click on Michael's profile here. Looks like he's in Louisiana. And he handles some marketing for Skyjacker. So again, I would go over to Skyjacker Suspensions. And you can see they have 15 employees. We can go to their website. And what that'll usually do is bring us up their website, and then we can find out their contact information, which is usually at the bottom of their website. So there's their mailing, their mailing address. Their contact us was up at the top on this page in particular. There's their phone number at the top left. You can see it right there, 318-388-0816. And so you could call that number and say, hey, I would like to speak with your person in marketing, which was Michael. I'd like to speak with Michael in marketing, please, right? It's that simple to find that information. Now, that doesn't always work, and you'll have to spend some time. But ideally, you get through and you speak directly to Michael, and you say, hey, Michael, I've got a packet of information. Are you interested in maybe seeing what me and my program could potentially do for you and for Skyjacker? I'd love to have a further conversation with you about it, but would it be all right to email you a packet of information on my program? Ideally, he says, yeah, go ahead and fire it on over. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to do anything, but I will tell you that that conversation right there is way more valuable than you think. Does two things. Number one, if you have a conversation with a person in marketing, it automatically gives you more credibility than just blankly, uninvitedly sending over an email with your packet. If you have a conversation, the second thing it does is it keeps that person aware that you're going to be sending in a packet. So they're looking for your packet as opposed to just seeing all the other packets and other emails and the sponsor me and the give me free shit emails that they get every single day. If they're looking for your email, it's much more likely they're actually going to open it and read it and see all the effort that you've put into your marketing packet. Okay? So again, we just did one right there. Let's see if we can do another one here real quick. So that was Michael with Skyjacker. Let's do another one. Now here's another option, right? Say for example, you know that you need some engine part, suspension. You need some suspension for your car, and you know that you really like, I'm going to use a brand that I kind of have seen around, but that I don't know anybody with. So let's do BC Racing. How about? I think they've been doing a lot of stuff lately in drifting. BC Racing North America. Now I'm back on LinkedIn, and I'm searching BC Racing North America. Brings it up. Now I can go to their website, some more information, founded in 2006. It's not a public, it's a private company. Looks like they have 5 employees on LinkedIn, so I can go over to see their 5 employees here. There's Pete, president, and it looks like they're in the Orlando, Florida area. Cody is their director of marketing at BC Racing North America. So Cody right here would be the guy to talk to with BC Racing. So it looks like Cody does some other things as well, but director of marketing at BC Racing North America. And so what I could do is I could go over to BC Racing's website. Look, it is. There's that phone number. Call them up. And I could say, hey, I'd really like to talk to Cody in marketing. And chances are they'll send you right to Cody. And that is already better than just blindly sending out an email. Now, sometimes those people will tell you, well, we're not looking for sponsorship, or just go, we have maybe a sponsorship proposal that you could fill out on our website. I know Mishimoto was doing that for a while. In fact, let's see if we can even find that real quick. Mishimoto.com. I do like Mishi. They do a whole lot of stuff in the industry to help the little guy, so I have to give them a shout out for that. But I am not sponsored by or have any relation to any of these companies. I'm just showing you guys how you could go about doing this. So here we go. Let's see. Maybe they're not doing it. Customer login, become a deal. Get sponsored here on Mishimoto.com. This is a common thing for a lot of companies in the motorsports world right now. Team Mishi sponsorships, click to apply. And now, if a company has something like this, they will oftentimes just tell you to go fill this thing out, and you put all your information in, and you might have like some files to submit. And I have found that's not usually the best way to do it, because they get so many of them. Oftentimes that to me feels like it's just it's a way for them to just kind of like shove people to the side and go, yeah, we really, whatever, just put it in here, and then we can just sort of eliminate all the crap. That's sort of a crap filter, if that makes sense. But if they ask you to do it, go ahead and do it. Just I would maybe gently press and say, would it be all right if I also just directly emailed you a packet of my information? I think it would be a little easier to give you some more details on my program. So that's another way to do it. You may run into that periodically. But again, using LinkedIn is highly effective. I'd recommend checking it out. It's really easy to track those people down. A couple good things to search for. Like I said earlier, you can search for marketing manager. You can search for sports marketing manager. You can search for sports marketing, athlete marketing, anything like that that's going to put you in that sort of, that's going to bring you people like that. But I would start with marketing manager or director of marketing. And if you find it's a big company like, say, Red Bull, the director of marketing is probably not going to respond to your call or to your email, but they may send you to somebody else that will. So it's possible they just send you to the proper person. But again, this is a great way to get past those gatekeepers, if you will. And final note here, we're going to go back over to Chrome. And now we're still on, just using Cody here with BC Racing. Notice over to the side here, it says people also viewed. This is a great feature of LinkedIn. So you can go over here and you can see what other people actually looked, who else other people actually looked for while they found Cody. So you can go over here and you can see, looks like Chelsea DeNova, professional racing driver, Formula Drift. So he's obviously connected to Cody, and that's probably because he's had a big deal with BC for a long time. Let's see. So there's Joseph Wright, sales and marketing at WCC. Let's open that and see what WCC is. So Canyon High School, Orange County, California, yada yada. And let's see, he's at West Coast Corvettes. So maybe you have a Corvette like Matt Field is building, and you think that, okay, well, maybe I can reach out to West Coast Corvettes, yada yada blah blah. There's a potential opportunity there. Marketing director at Koenig Wheels. This is back on Cody's page here. So Scott Weiss, right here, we found a marketing director at Koenig Wheels. You could potentially easily reach out and find out, like, Koenig. You do the same process here, and there's Koenig's. They're probably going to have their website here. Go to Koenig Wheels. Again, I don't have any relation to any of these companies, but you can go to Koenig Wheels and do the exact same thing, because you just found out that I forget what his name was. Scott, Mr. Weiss here, is the marketing director at Koenig. So again, you can do this relatively easily. And don't forget that people also viewed section is very, very helpful. So there you have it, a really easy, straightforward way to reach out, find some contact information for people that you can talk to. And just remember, this is something you need to do on a regular basis. If you make it a rule just to do this for like 5 people a day to reach out and call and contact, that's a pretty easy thing to do. That might take you 20 minutes, half an hour a day, and that's a really great way to open a lot of doors for yourself, because ultimately it is kind of a numbers game. So anyways, hope that was helpful. If you guys thought that was helpful, leave a comment down below, like it, please subscribe, and if you think this might be beneficial to somebody else that's looking to grow their program, go ahead and share it with them. Put it up on your social media. That would be appreciated. So hope you guys are doing well. Keep grinding. Remember, do what drives you, and I will catch you in the next one. Bloop. Welcome back to Personal Brand. I'm gonna fucking start this one. Build your brand. Fuck. I bring you into the world of motorsports and tips and tricks to help you grow your brand, sign sponsors, and build your career behind the wheel. Fuck. I think that was a winner right there.